What's up, YouTube? This is Model Fitness 101. It's me, your boy Justin. And I don't really know. I'm just going to improvise this video because I can't really think of anything to... I don't want to think too hard about, making videos like, oh, I need to make this video about lean muscle gains. I need to make this video about having a six-pack. I couldn't really think of anything, so I thought if I just tried to improvise it, maybe I could think of stuff to talk about. Right now I'm just making dinner for myself. I have some spaghetti noodles, if you guys can see, boiling in the pot. I don't think they're spaghetti. I think it's like a type of linguine or something like that. Not entirely sure. But yeah, I'm just making this spaghetti. Maybe this could be an example for you guys. It's not too difficult. People always think that, to get lean or to be somewhat fit, you have to eat really healthy, like you only have to eat tuna fish and chicken breasts and broccoli, and you have to not eat a lot of fatty foods. Well, some of that's really true, but there's a lot of misconceptions about being lean and being fit. Like, for example, the top competitors for like muscle models and fitness models and stuff like that, of course they're really going to be very tedious with their diets. They're always going to measure out their macros, count their calories. They're really going to watch what they intake, of course, because that's what they do for a living. But if you're just just like me, you just like to be fit and somewhat lean. Let me tell you guys the whole reason why I started working out in the first place. The whole reason I actually started working out in the first place is probably the same reason for a lot of people, So I got a gym membership myself, and I paid for it myself at Planet Fitness, which I really liked Planet Fitness, to be honest with you. I know someone's probably gonna, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for that, but I liked Planet Fitness because it was just so cheap. It was only $10 a month for me. Of course, like the sign-up fees and everything. It was only $10 a month, and they had all the machines that I needed. Like, compared to my gym now that I go to, my gym now is so, terrible compared to the Planet Fitness that I was working out at years ago when I first started. And, so, yeah, I started consistently working out at Planet Fitness. And I just didn't stop, I would go work out after I went to work, and I would get off of work at like 10. I would close it at a grocery store every night, and then I would go right after I worked, go to the gym every night. So it just became a habit to just go at that time, And yeah, after I did that, that's when I started growing and building all that muscle. I didn't even realize it, to be honest with you. I didn't realize how much muscle I was building. I would just go to the gym and just do it because that's what I normally did every day. I would go to work, or I'd go to class at my college, and then after that I would go to work, and then after that I would go to the gym at around 11 p.m. It was a 24-hour gym. It was open 24 hours. So it was just a habit at that time. And then let's say maybe like 6 months after I consistently started working out, everyone was telling me, "Man, you look so big. How did you get so big? You look buff now," and stuff like that. And I was just like, it kind of caught me off, caught me by surprise a little bit because I didn't really see myself. I guess because when I saw myself in the mirror every day, it's just, it goes gradually, so you don't really notice all the slow changes that your body takes and the slow muscle that your body builds. But when people, haven't seen you for a while, and they see you all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh man, you're so big, you're so buff now," and stuff like that. It really made me realize, like, okay, yeah, I did put on some muscle, and it gave me a big confidence boost. So that's like one of the biggest things for me that really just kind of clicked in my brain, like, hey, this working out stuff, it makes me feel good, it boosts my self-esteem. It makes me feel confident, and I think that's true for, most people who try to, start when they first start working out. Of course, there's you want to do it because you want to stay, fit and healthy and all that stuff. But let's think about it. The main reason why people work out is probably to feel good about themselves. It's a confidence boost. And also, maybe it's a hobby for them. You know, maybe they just like the activity of working out or running or whatever, or exercise. And then there's also the group who do it for the opposite sex. For me, that's partly true as well. That's like half of it. Like half of it was a confidence boost for me, why I started working out. And then the other half was because at that time, I was trying to get me a girlfriend. And that's just me being honest. You know, I don't want to I tell you guys, you know, the whole reason why I started working out was for, you know, very selfless reasons. For example, like I just wanted to be fit and healthy and live a clean lifestyle. That's really not it. I did it because, one, it was a big confidence boost for myself. You know, after the gym, I felt really good about myself. I felt confident. You know, my self-esteem was boosted a lot. And also the other half was because I wanted to get girls. You know, when I went to the clubs or the bars or whatever, I wanted to be like, hey, I wear my, you know, my tight white V-neck, and I wanted to show off to the girls too. You know, and that's just me being honest, guys. Anyway, let me get back to my spaghetti. I'll come back to you guys in a second. Cooking with Justin. Maybe I should just do a cooking segment of the channel where I show you, you know, some of the things that I cook for myself. Anyway, yeah. Okay, I just put some oil in the pan. Half butter, half oil. And then I put some garlic. I didn't put too much oil because I just don't feel, you know, of course, you know, that's one of the things about eating well, is not to eat too many fatty foods. I didn't put too much oil. I think it's about 1 tablespoon. And I got the garlic, the chopped garlic in there. It smells really good. So I'm just going to let that, you know, roast right there on low heat for a while. Let the flavor get into the oil. So I can start putting this, I got this beef here. A half thing of beef, and I'm put it in there. And then, you know, cook that up. And then put the sauce in that bad boy. Stir it up and eat it. So yeah, I think the whole point I just wanted to make about that story is that no matter what initially gets you into working out, as long as you get into working out, that's the whole point, you know. That's why we're all here, you know. That's why we're all here watching these, you know, YouTube channels about fitness and wellness and working out and building muscle and getting lean. We're doing it because we're interested in it and that we've already made an attempt to do it. And I think that's the biggest point of my story, is that no matter if you do it for yourself or for others or whatever reason you start working out, as long as you do work out, I guess that's the ultimate thing. What was that saying? The ends justify the means. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm not sure. Feel free to correct me in the comment section. But yeah, I think that's about it, you know. At least all I can think of right now. I'll show you guys the end product of the spaghetti. So stay tuned. Alright guys, I'm back here. I finished up the spaghetti and this is what it looks like. I just mixed it all up because that's how I like to eat the spaghetti. Some people like to just put the noodles on the bottom and put the sauce on top. But I like to mix it all up to get all the sauce on every part of the noodle. But yeah, not too difficult. I just had some noodles, a little bit of oil, a tablespoon of oil. Actually, I put a little bit more oil than I wanted to, just because I forgot about how much oil is actually in the beef, in the meat. When I cooked it, it all came out, and I realized it was a little bit too much oil. Maybe I didn't even have to put that olive oil in to begin with, or butter, vegetable oil in to begin with. But anyway, it's okay for me though, because I'm bulky right now, so I'm really skinny, so I'm trying to gain some mass. So it's okay for me. But if it's you guys, that's the beauty of it. That's the great thing about making your own food, is that you can control everything that goes in and out of it. You know, just by common sense, you can figure out how much oil you should use in your cooking, how many carbs you should be using when you cook, how much meat or protein that you need to be cooking with, you know, to help you build your muscle or help you get lean. So it's not the same for everyone. So my meal may not be the same meal for someone, you know, who's trying to get really lean. Maybe they would cut back on all of the fats, or just have a little bit of oil in there. And maybe they won't use beef. Maybe they'll just use chicken. And it all depends, you know. But that's the beauty about cooking your own food, is that you can control all of those things and make it to where it benefits you and what you need. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I actually had a pretty good time explaining my story and stuff like that. I feel like I'm getting better at speaking, you know. At first I didn't feel very, you know, it's kind of silly since I'm an actor. I should be confident in front of the camera, but it's actually the complete opposite, because for whatever reason I can't explain. But I'm feeling, you know, I feel like I'm speaking a little bit better, getting my message across easier to you guys. But that's about all I got it for you today. I think I got a workout video coming up. It should be posted up after this video, maybe, if not immediately after, maybe like, you know, the next day, the following day. But it's definitely coming. I think it's, what was it? Was it shoulders and back? No, we did shoulders. It was, back and chest. That's what it was. And we did some abs too. So stay tuned, guys. Model Fitness 101.